Hey, welcome back everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Guys, I got kind of a fun one for you today. We're going to be playing with some digital optics on a crossbow tonight. I'm pretty excited to test this out. I think you guys will like this particular optic too. So stay tuned. All right, you guys, let's talk about this digital unit that I have and that we're going to test on a crossbow. This is the GOYOJO MS-32 digital optics that is also night vision optics. So just to be perfectly transparent with you guys, I did get this unit for free from GOYOJO to test out for them. And we're going to be testing it on my Killer Instinct Vital X. Reason we're doing this, one is not only to test this product, but also I think this particular optic will be perfect on this bow for my son. He's not quite old enough to start hunting yet, but he's getting close. He's definitely starting to take an interest in shooting, and this will be something that'll be really easy for him to practice with, as well as when he is ready to actually go hunting. Something that with a digital optics package, something where he can aim very easily, and I can also see what it is that he's seeing. So that is why we're going to do this. I think it's a perfect frame to test this out on. So obviously, you guys, what you get with this unit is the digital unit itself, the GOYOJO MS-32. Like I said, with it being night vision, it does have really good light gathering abilities, which I'll show you guys here in a minute, but it does come with a separate IR illuminating flashlight. So you can attach this right to the side of the unit. There's this little picatinny rail right here. You attach it there with the supplied mounting hardware. You can also record HD videos or take images, take pictures with the unit. If you need to get those off of the unit itself, it comes with a USB cord, USB to micro USB, and it also comes with a block, like a power block for you to plug in the charger. And I actually really like the charger that this comes with. So the unit itself takes these smaller rechargeable batteries, and it actually comes with 2 of them, which I thought was really nice. And then the IR flashlight comes with a bigger rechargeable battery, and this charger can accommodate both of them. So you got to charge them one at a time, but the charger can accommodate the 2 different size batteries, and when you plug in, it automatically knows which one it is and charges it accordingly. And then it also comes with an instruction manual. And you guys, this is a unit where you're going to want to keep the instruction manual, okay? I still haven't figured everything out on it, and we'll hopefully do that here in this video, but with the user interface being, I like it very, very simple, very clean, very basic. The button presses and sequences and stuff are something where you're going to want to have that owner's manual handy for reference. I don't really want to go through too many other specs and features on this unit, you guys. I kind of want to just throw it on the crossbow and test this out. And I did find an extremely good review video on the GOYOJO MS-32 done by Airgun Hunter UK. So you guys can check out this video down below in the description. He does a really thorough, very detailed job that honestly, I don't even really need to even try to repeat, because he did a great job explaining all the details of the unit. So check that video out when you're done watching this. All right, before we get this installed on my Vital X, I want to show you guys just some of the footage that I filmed through it. So the first thing I want to show you is just daylight footage in the corner of my backyard, just looking at some of the stuff in my backyard. So here is just broad daylight footage for you. All right, this next footage, this is at gray light. So this is where I really could not see objects very well at all, if I could even barely make them out in my backyard. But check out how well the unit can gather light. And you have basically 2 different settings for it. So the lens here on the front, when you have it up, that is what you will use for your daytime filming or daytime hunting, shooting, whatever it is. But if you flip it down, this is the lens setting or lens configuration that you would use in basically darkness or gray light, or when you're going to use the IR flashlight with it. But check out this footage at gray light of me with no IR flashlight. finally, you guys, same spot in my backyard, I attached the IR flashlight, and check out how clear the picture was with that in complete darkness. All right, everybody, this uses a quick detach mounting style. And while we're getting this just kind of situated, well, that's got a pretty good clamp to it. That should be just fine. I do want to mention that this is not a crossbow specific optic, okay? So you could use this optic on a crossbow, you can use it on a rifle, you could use it on a shotgun, really anything that's got a Picatinny rail mounting system, this GOYOJO MS-32 is going to be compatible with it. So, and I just like that it's a nice small package too, you guys. I mean, the screen's not super big, but it's clear and it's just sleek looking. It's not like a big obnoxious digital optic. It's a really just kind of clean looking optics package. I also like to, which we'll play with when we start shooting, it's got a really quick focus adjustment knob. It just says near and far on it, so there's not a whole lot of adjusting to get a nice clear sight picture. Whenever you're using digital optics, night vision, thermal, anything like that, just make sure to check with your local and state regulations as far as whether or not it's legal, or when it's legal and when it's not. So on any digital optics package like this, just make sure you double check your rules. All right, guys, let's get out. Let's do some shooting. All right, you guys, we're shooting the trusty Sirius Phoenix with 150 grain point. So this is a 500 grain total arrow weight, and we're just gonna be shooting at 20 yards. So you guys can see my reticle there right now. I've got it on the green one. All right, guys, here we go. The first shot, like I said, this is gonna be 20 yards. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it first and just make sure I'm gonna hit that bag. It looks like I'm going to. All right, let's see how it does. I'll go ahead and hit record through the unit itself here too. Well, we hit the bag. I can't quite see where we hit. Okay, we're down here. We are low and right. So now we'll go enter into the menu. It's actually really easy to adjust. All right, before we make an adjustment, I'll show you guys real quick. If you want to zoom in on your target, you've got from 1x to 7x zoom. So if you hold the right arrow, you hold it, it'll sit there and start zooming in for you and go all the way to 7. Then if you just press it, it goes back to 0. I'll show you how to get into the menu here. If you push and hold this button, the left button, you can get into the whole menu. So you've got reticle type, playback, color, units, date and time stamp, all kinds of stuff. What I want to show you, and hopefully you guys can see this okay. I apologize if it's a little blurry on my phone. I'm trying to get my phone in a good spot where you can see it and I can still push buttons here. So let's go to reticle type. If we push the power button, push and hold it for just a second, here's where you can change all the different reticle types. And I'll get this on the grass here so we can see it. So I just switched it to white. I'll show you how to switch the color, but you've got multiple different reticle styles. So I liked this one. If we then push and hold the power button for just like 2 seconds and then let go, now it's going to the color. So you've got black and there's a red dot in the middle, all red, green with a red dot, blue, and then that white one. I'm going to leave it for right now since we're shooting at this white target. I'm going to leave this on red. Push and hold to get to that exit menu, and then just push that again and you'll exit out of there. If you just quick hit the left button here, you can go to this reticle adjustment. Push and hold power for 2 seconds, and now you guys will see up in the corner here is where you can move left and right and up and down. That might be hard for you guys to see with the phone here. Hang on. Right there. So now what you're going to do is we're going to put this right on the target, and then we're going to adjust the reticle down to here where our arrow hit. So then on our second shot, we should be all good to go. So I'm going to try to get this where you guys can see, and I can get my bug kind of locked in. There we go. All right, so we need to go left first. I'm probably moving this just a little bit, but I'm holding it as steady as I can. And then, oops, push and hold for 2 seconds. And now we're going to go down. I don't know if you guys can see the hole in my target, but this is a fresh target. So I was able to pull the arrow and get right to there. All right, so what did you guys think of the GOYOJO MS-32 digital optics? Guys, I really like this. Now, there are some positives and negatives to it that at least I feel. Having played with it, having recorded with it, having now put it on this Vital X, but I think this is a really good unit. Let me start with the positives. Once you kind of get used to the button presses, and definitely make sure, like I said, you have that owner's manual, it's not difficult to change the settings, the reticle type, to make the adjustments on the reticle, all that kind of stuff. It's straightforward. The picture on the screen, very clear, both daylight, gray light, complete darkness. It's got a great picture, and it really isn't bad to look at. I personally like looking, away from the screen like this versus a digital optic that's got maybe like an eye cup or something where you are 100% just kind of looking at that bright screen. That is what really fatigues my eye. And looking at something like this, it didn't at all. Really easy to adjust. I love how easy it is to charge the batteries, how easy it is to swap the batteries, all that stuff. I'm really impressed, you guys, with how well this works in gray light without the IR illuminator, just as the digital unit, by simply flipping down that lens cover. It is incredible how well this particular optic gathers light. Now, like I said, you guys, make sure to check your local regulations, your state regulations, as to whether or not you can use digital optics, in particular hunting seasons. So just make sure you're legal if you're thinking about going with one of these. But if you do, as far as that like last 10 minutes of light type of thing, man, you can really, on like a cloudy day where you might still legally still have some shooting light, but you can't physically see, this thing is awesome. I think this would really be a potential game changer in kind of those closing minutes on a hunt. And honestly, of the night vision optics that I have played around with, this one, at least to me, seems to have the best clarity in complete darkness with that IR illuminator on it. I was really impressed with how clear the picture was on that. Now, a couple of the negatives. One, your field of view when you're looking at the screen is not very much. So like that bag target, for instance, you guys could kind of see how much, I mean, that's a 2 foot by 2 foot bag, how much that bag took up what you're seeing on the screen, even at just the 1x magnification. Then obviously the 7x, it gets really big, but your field of view is not like a traditional optic, at least in my opinion. It's pretty tight. Also, the reticle, when you adjust it, you can't re-center it. That is like your adjustment. You are just physically moving it on the screen, and then that is where it stays for your aiming point. There is no recentering it, which is not a big deal, but just to me, it's just kind of a little goofy to look at. It obviously didn't matter accuracy wise. The thing that's a little bit negative, and this is just kind of the nature of a digital optic versus a traditional one, is just having to turn it on. Just things you might have to do in the heat of the moment. That's just different. You know, making sure the unit's on, making sure, you know, you've got it on the right reticle, or trying to remember if you want to zoom, which button you push to zoom. I mean, I think that's all things that you can overcome with just some use and some practice of it. And then obviously with it being a digital optic as well, making sure your batteries are charged, making sure you've got that extra battery, that kind of stuff. It's just different. I shouldn't even really say it's a negative, but it's just something that's different that you're just gonna have to know what you're getting into. But you guys, if you're looking for a digital optic, this one is pretty sweet. I like it a lot. I think it's going to work really well for my son on this Vital X, for him to start practicing. I think it would work great for anyone that was going to do some nighttime predator hunting. You know, obviously, like, I'm trying to set this up as like a deer hunting rig on a shotgun for turkeys. Like that, it would be really cool to be able to film your hunt through it, to be able to just have a really clear, easy picture. I think it's great for kids or for new hunters, so you can see what they are seeing, and just make sure you're able to coach them and guide them. I think in the right application, man, this thing can really shine. So you guys, check out the product link down below to the GOYOJO MS-32, and definitely let me know down in the comments below what you think of it. As always, you guys, thank you for tuning in and joining me on this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, do me a favor, hit that like button down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon on the next video. Take care, God bless, and remember, be a sportsman, make a sportsman.